Okay, I came up with a new theory.
I'm nervous.
Will Blackmon, 12 years in the NFL, Super Bowl champ with the Giants. So Diana Rossini, for those just joining us, comes out 25, 30 minutes ago with this. Somebody leaks this to her. Who? Aaron has provided the Jets with a wish list of free agents he would like them to target and acquire. It includes Randall Cobb, Allen Lazard, a big receiver, Mercedes Lewis, and Odell Beckham. Aaron leaked it. Here's my theory.
That's your theory.
Here's why. Aaron leaked it because the deal, as Trey Wingo speculated, is very close to done. Aaron's buddies, really good buddies, are Randall Cobb, Mercedes Lewis, and he's got a friendship with Odell Beckham. They both live here in L.A. Aaron's got a place in Malibu, Bel Air for, I think, Odell, or Beverly Hills. So Aaron leaks it. So when the deal gets done, Aaron doesn't lose friends. Aaron Rodgers can say, dude, he can go to Randall Cobb, Mercedes, and Odell Beckham and say, I tried to get you in. It was reported. Now, Lazard is somebody I do believe the Jets, he's a big receiver. He could play for a lot of teams. He's not a one or a two, but he's a big receiver. So Aaron, who, by the way, you were in a charity event with this weekend, Aaron leaks it. So when he signs with the Jets, he at least has cover to his guys, to his boys. Hey, I tried to bring you in. The Jets wouldn't budge.
I think that's nonsense.
What? I thought it was amazing.
I think that's the worst theory I've heard in a long time.
Okay, who leaked it?
I don't know who leaked it. I don't know.
Diana's not making it up.
What was that, like a minute? Was that a minute right there that you did for the theory? That theory is nonsense.
Oh, who do you think?
I don't know, but I don't think.
What do you make of that demand?
I think that demand is silly too. Oh, maybe he did have a conversation, but I don't believe that Aaron straight up provided a list of demands, right? A list of players that I need to have or we need to try to get, so I can come to the Jets or to make them feel good. Like, hey, I tried to get you guys. Like, no, it's as you just mentioned. I was with Aaron this weekend we played a charity football game where I ended up pulling both hamstrings.
At least you have two hamstrings.
At least I don't anymore. So, but his energy there is like he was so stress free and chilling, not worried about the situation. I didn't ask him any questions because I'm sure he was getting. Well, Brandon Marshall was there bombarding him with questions because that's Brandon and. I don't know. He just looked real chill and relaxed, and so I'm thinking like all this stuff. Especially, we talked yesterday on the show with Acho how he's holding teams hostage and all this stuff, and I'm just like, he's in a situation very few athletes ever get to be in, where he controls his own destiny wherever he wants to go, and if he wants. But these are all really difficult decisions in terms of. Sure, yeah. If he stays in Green Bay, he gets $50 million, or 60, whatever it is. But does he want to stay there? That's for him. He's at the point of his career where he's trying to figure out: does he want to go to a new challenge where it's unknown with the Jets, or does he shut it down and retire? Which is probably the most difficult decision, for most athletes. So I'm kind of like, man, like I'm happy that he's in a position where he can do whatever he needs to do. Like, I'm not even tripping about it.
Usually, though, I've left a couple of times. When you leave a relationship, business or personal, you go somewhere where they provide you with something that's missing.
For sure.
So what is Green? He's not seeking money. He's not seeking fame. He's got plenty of that. He's not seeking respect. Green Bay respects him. They're tired of him, but they respect him. What do they provide? They don't give him privacy, an easier division, an easier conference, more money, fame. What are the Jets providing him that Green Bay isn't?
Just a new challenge. That's pretty much what it is.
A new challenge.
That's pretty much what it is. I look at that when, why would Brady leave and go to Tampa?
Because he wanted more control of the offense, and he got it.
Yeah, and he had a new challenge for him. Same thing. Peyton, when he went to Denver, he brought everything over to Denver. It was a new challenge. It was something different. Because the previous organization, Indy wanted to move on anyway from him. So that's how I see it. He's at the point where he could not play another down, and he's a first ballot Hall of Famer, no question. So At this point, he's just adding to whatever he has. So I just see him. If he goes there, it's for a new challenge. But he has 3 difficult decisions to figure out. or three options that I
What would you
difficult.
do if you had $200 million in the bank, not married, no kids? It's a different life than yours.
I would probably go to New York.
Wow.
I probably would.
It's a circus. Weird ownership, coach on the hot seat.
Perfect. Meditate in a hurricane. Let's do it.
Wow.
Just because if I'm measuring myself up and I'm like, look, like I want to, if you're a Montana fan, he went and played for Kansas City, and like I mentioned, the 0-2 quarterback.
Peyton got a ring and Brady got a ring and Stafford got a ring.
Yeah, let me especially in recent years. Right. Let me go see.
Wow. What you had an agent, I guess, your entire career.
Yes.
I have said, with all due respect to Lamar's family, I think having an agent protects you. Meaning no other teams are going to badmouth you, even if they don't like you, because agents have lots of clients, and those teams may want the clients. If your mom's representing you, the minute you hear about Lamar and money, teams went public. Hard pass, not interested. It was like, that was almost personal. Do you think it's time that Lamar goes, I gotta get an agent? I mean, he's not very trusting.
Right.
A lot of people aren't trusting. I get that.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people in this country did not trust the vaccine. They didn't trust our government. I understand. A lot of people are like, I'm not giving somebody 10% or 8% of my money. But we're at an impasse here. Where do you go with that?
Yeah, I mean, I think in my case now, especially running a business, like I had to go and get, a business attorney or, a business advisor or all these people who understand the legalities of stuff so that I am protected in some certain way. So him getting an agent, would help. He can just negotiate the fee. He doesn't have to give the full 3 or whatever it is. He can, 0.5 or just handle this free agency. He can set the terms in terms of what he wants. So, I can see in that situation because perhaps something probably could have gotten done now. They can't talk until tomorrow, I believe.
Yeah.
Wednesday. So, but again, he's in a unique situation because who he is. He's one of the top quarterbacks in the league. I know people mention his MVPs, and he's a once in a decade type of quarterback. There's no question about that. All right.
Good news for a New York football team. Breaking news. The Raiders are trading tight end Darren Waller, stud, to the Giants of New York, 3rd-round pick per Schefter. So, for the record,
that's huge.
Oh, no, he'll be a 65 to 75 catch guy, half a dozen touchdowns. He's a great player. Outside of Travis Kelce, most talented tight end in football. He is. I saw him at the Super Bowl.
That's a big deal.
He looks like a defensive end.
Yeah.
He is jacked.
Well, don't forget that kiddos in there.
That is a great get for the Giants. 3rd-round pick.
That's massive.
There's not a guy in the 3rd round as talented as Darren Waller. I can say that with
there's
no way.
No, it's not.
That's a
huge.
Good get for them.
Good for Daniel Jones. Got some money, got a tight end. Let's go. Now get him more reps.
You're a former Giant.
I am a former Giant. I love the Giants.
Love them?
Yes.
They didn't end badly?
It did not. If anything, they saved my career.
Okay. All right. So that feels like a big deal. Darren Waller, Giants.
Yes.
Offensive piece.
Just again, he's going to. I think their training staff got an A+ in terms of keeping guys healthy.
Yeah.
So yeah,
wow.
He's good.
I
like that.
Yeah. So the Bears now, don't the Raiders have Moreau? He is the backup tight end. He's a pretty capable guy, and they had to cut some salary here because they brought in Garoppolo. They're pretty stacked offensively. How do you think? We all kind of roll our eyes at Jimmy GQ, but what do you make of him and the Raiders? Does it matter in that division, or is it just all window dressing? It won't matter. How do you view Jimmy Garoppolo?
Yeah, I don't see. So I view Jimmy like I think he finally gets to, take a deep breath and breathe again. Because in San Fran, every year it was in question. Either his health or getting another quarterback,
Super Bowl run,
or not finishing the deal. And so he's now in a situation where obviously the Raiders can still go get a quarterback. There's nothing is free agency is still going on. The draft hasn't happened yet. But he's in a situation where it's familiar, and he got whatever the money he wanted.
Yeah, decent money.
Yeah, and he has legit weapons. Well, he just lost one, but he has, Devontae has a running back that they still didn't pay yet, and Josh Jacobs. So I like it for him.
They also picked up Jacoby Myers.
Jacoby Myers.
So they have
exactly.
Hunter Renfrow, Josh Jacobs, Jacoby Myers, and Devontae Adams, and a more than solid O-line.
Right.
That's still a really good set of players.
Right. And an offense where he's, probably going to push it more. And because I felt like he had a lot around him in terms of coaching and defense and, the sophisticated run game where he did what he had to do to get the 49ers where he needed to go. And I think now he's in a situation where, he'll be able to push the ball more down the field, and it's not that type of offense that Shanahan's running.
Wow. So today, Aaron Rodgers, what's your guess?
Today?
Right now, what is your guess? First of all,
that nothing happens.
Today, nothing happens today.
And he's going to stress everyone else out.
Nothing happens today.
No.
He's still going to wait for these teams to figure it out.
For sure.
Do you think if he goes to the Jets, that Green Bay within a year deeply regrets it?
No.
Do you think Jordan Love can play?
They went and got him in the first round. They're ready for him. They're ready.
They've seen him for 3 years in camp.
That's Gutekunst's guy. That's what he went when the GM is hired. He gets his quarterback. That's what they go do. And he got it. He got his quarterback, and everyone, other guys on the team are like, "Hey, we see him every day. He's ready to go. He can start."
You would know fundamentally if he couldn't play a lick.
For sure.
You would also know if he's great. If he was great, Aaron would already be gone. You wouldn't have signed the extension. If you thought he was, great.
If he was great, I don't know if Aaron would already be gone because Aaron was still great.
I think the drama, if you thought he was Mahomes, Burrow, Josh Allen, Lamar.
In terms of what?
Talent, Jordan Love. You would have moved Aaron last year. You wouldn't have signed him to that extension. You get the cheap kid who's Mahomes. So we know he's not that. We know he's not Trevor Lawrence.
But
we also know he's not Zach Wilson.
You don't just move on from Aaron that easily.
Well, if he's great, you do. Yeah, you moved off Peyton Manning because of Andrew Luck. They were like,
he had neck surgery.
Well, he was still viable. If you knew you had a Burrow, you'd have moved off Aaron a year ago. So let's just say he ain't top 6, but you also know he's not Zach Wilson, or you wouldn't make the move. So the question is he a B- or an A-? If he's in the middle, Cousins, Dak.
Well, for a team to want to reset their franchise for a 38, 39-year-old quarterback, then he has something. I was literally a year ago, I want to say not today, but February last year, I was at a party and he walked in, he just won MVP. He just won it.
Yeah, I know.
So it's
But you wouldn't want to, if you knew you could pay Jordan Love a nickel or 50 large to Aaron and you thought this kid was Burrow, you'd move on. You'd be like, yeah. And by the way.
Well, you got a good point because I did see that happen. Favre just took us to the NFC Championship game.
And they moved on.
And they were like, dude.
Aaron's great.
Go fake.
You saw it practice.
Go fake retire so we can.
And by Jordan Love, all they had was practice footage.
But yeah, with Aaron though, I haven't seen Jordan Love, but to your point, Aaron, yes, was.
I know guys that were at those practices.
We went to a lot of games where their starter was not better than our number 2.
You were there.
Yeah.
So I'm saying if he was that,
right,
they'd have moved off Aaron. They moved off Favre, who was wildly popular.
That's
so he's not a top 6 guy, and he's not terrible, or they wouldn't make the move now. So he's somewhere between. He's in that B-, A- space. My guess he's probably firmly planted in the B. And with this roster,
A-.
That's a
B.
B-. A- is Russell Wilson. You think he's Russell Wilson?
I think he's better than Russ.
Oh boy. Hold on.
What?
You think Jordan Love's better than Russell Wilson?
Oh, I think you meant Aaron.
Oh no.
Hey,
how good is? Okay, make a prediction. How good is Jordan Love this second? Give me a quarterback, a comp.
A comp right now.
Comp. Drum roll, please. Give me a comp.
I'm going through all 32.
Ryan Tannehill.
That's your comp?
I'm saying, is he Ryan Tannehill?
That's so hard.
Yeah, that's what I'm.
That's hard.
Tua.
I can't give you a comp. I can't give you a comp.
I'm saying if you knew.
Jay, you got a comp?
I was going to try to help you out and say Trey Lance.
Oh, he's better than Trey Lance.
How do we know?
Because Trey Lance.
Kenny Pickett.
I think that's a good one. That's a good one. Kenny Pickett, not great, can win games.
But you can see it. You can see
well,
this
you
is
can
what
see something. I think Kenny Pickett's a good comp. If you think he's as good as Kenny Pickett, do you move on? Yeah, because Pittsburgh and Green Bay are kind of the same. Very few needs, well run, draft developed well, consistently solid to excellent. That's the same franchise. NFC, AFC, Pittsburgh, Green Bay. If you think he's Kenny Pickett, you move on. That's a good comp. There it is. Or you. Way to go. Way to go, you.
Thanks for like.
I didn't say Kenny
No,
Pickett.
you bought me time to think a little bit more.
Yeah, that's what I was doing.
But that feels right. You see something, you don't think he's Mahomes, but he can win you games if you give him good peeps.
Yeah.
And I think Green Bay and Pittsburgh, I think they both have really nice higher third rosters.
Hey, can I ask Will, when he was a young guy in Green Bay, what was Aaron Rodgers like in the locker room to you as a young guy? Friendly?
Super friendly. He's always that's what's funny. He's always been friendly. I never, like you said we get each other though, right? He's a Cal guy, I'm a BC guy, so it's like I get.
You're both academic guys.
Is that what it is?
Well, they're both smart schools. You're a smart guy. You're a wine sommelier. You're a smart guy. I can't figure out Wordle. You've memorized wines,
and
so
he
you're
was
a smart guy.
He was kind of a prankster. Like there's this long. You can look it up on. You can Google it of him photobombing every captain's picture. So we McCarthy would pick captains. We stand there in front, and there's like 50 slides of him behind us doing something stupid. Like that was him.
A wacky funster.
He was
with an academic edge.
He's funny. He's funny.
Yeah, I bet he is.
He's
nice driving people crazy, but he's funny.
But that's their problem.
Kind of.
It is.
If your wife said, "Will, you're driving me crazy," would you say, "Well, that's your problem"? That's not what you'd say.
That's different. That's direct. That's my wife.
Okay.
A lot of people don't even know Aaron.
Well, it's all relationships.
My aunt would say, I'd be like, man, that person over there bugs me. Like, why do they bug you? What do they do to you? They just the way they are. She goes, that's your problem.
All right.
You look at yourself.
All right. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.